Half-Life Alyx's articulation is shown through its incredible story, its realistic dialogue, and the power it provides to fans through the ending. Half-Life Alyx is a turning point in this franchise, and in gaming. It's proven VR a platform where big boy games can really shine. Valve took major steps in this release, and I think most fans are satisfied. This game gave me feelings of dread, and joy, and excitement. VR was perfect for a Half-Life game, and even though I did question if it was a good idea before release, I knew I'd be excited either way. When Half-Life Alyx came out, I had it pre-ordered. I was the only one out of all my friends to have it day one, and even though I did have a bad PC, I was still excited. I would run this game on the bare specs and wouldn't give a care in the world. This game was something I'd been waiting for since I'd played the original Half-Life games when I was younger. It was an exceptional moment for me. I was so proud to be able to play Half-Life Alyx at my own pace and ability. I wasn't going to let anyone ruin it for me. I was going to play a brand new Half-Life for the first time since 2012. That feeling of booting it up, seeing the Valve logo, it's just different than anything else you've ever felt. The introduction puts you on top of a rooftop in City 17. You have a perfect view of the Citadel, and it seems almost like you can see everything going on from up above. It's a great starting point for learning to pick up items too. You can grab tons of little things on the table and fling them around. As you walk inside your base though, you realize you get to talk to Eli. This little scene between Russell and Eli is awesome. I feel like their chemistry is perfect, and it's not the only time that they bounce off each other in the game, so it's always a good feeling to know you'll be able to listen to some dialogue from them together. You push onward, running to your father's lab, and eventually get caught by the Combine. They kidnap you and throw you in the back of a Combine vehicle. On your way to Nova Prospekt though, Russell's drone crashes into the window and explodes 2 soldiers. This is also a good point to mention that the Combine dialogue in this game is great. They say so much more than the original Combine in Half-Life 2, and it's just nice to hear some realistic dialogue before they get turned to absolute brainless mush. This intro stands tall as the perfect way for you to get thrown into this world of necessity and tirelessness. Your struggle has just become one of the most important in the world. You're about to be sent on a mission to save your father and to save humanity. As you proceed to Russ's lab, he talks you through getting your father back and gives you the gravity gloves. Then, you're sent out into the quarantine zone. Eventually, you meet up with a very friendly Vortigaunt who helps you get through to the next area. Remember this, he's important. The next few chapters are crucial to the game, and as you continue, you'll find yourself stopping the train with your father in it. The train flies underground and you see your dangling father. As you try to reach out, he falls. In this moment, I felt my own heart drop, but the Vortigaunt from earlier in the game presents itself and pulls your father up from his fall. The relief that set in during this scene was spectacular. What this scene introduces you to is the game playing with your emotions, something that it loves to do. As you progress, you realize that the next step in saving humanity is reaching the vault, a floating prison trapping one important individual. Russ thinks it's Gordon Freeman, the incredible scientist who made his way out of Black Mesa by himself. You go blindly towards this vault, hoping to save him, killing Combine and others on your way. But the next part I want to talk about is where this game went above and beyond. I can only be talking about one chapter, Chapter 7. Jeff. Jeff is a mutant zombie headcrab human thing that spits up acid and eats your face. It's scary when you have to maneuver him, but the beauty of Jeff is how they made him. He's blind, but he can hear you. From there, the game hides resin behind bottles, behind traps, and little stuff that can get you caught easily at the drop of a vodka bottle. The moment I remember the most is realizing I couldn't progress without freeing Jeff first. To rewire the puzzle, you'd have to go in with the same very room you trapped Jeff in. This is a very good time to mention that the puzzles in Half-Life Alyx come in the form of using your multi-tool to open Combine containers. Most puzzles in Half-Life Alyx are very fun, at least when they start out. I think they got a bit tedious as they progressed though, and became harder, but I understand why. The closer you got to the end, the harder they become. Back to Jeff though. Stepping into the elevator while he jumps in there with you is an incredibly scary feeling. He runs around hoping he can catch you, and to me that's terrifying. All he wants in that moment is something to eat. He wants his peace. What's also incredible in this scene is the spores that he shoots from his back. He spits them out, and you have to cover your mouth or else he will hear you coughing. That's an awesome feature for this area where you have to be perfect and fast or else you'll definitely get caught by this big mutant monster creature. Jeff is a perfect video game enemy. He's scary, smart, and strong. The only time you can kill him is once you've trapped him in the trash compactor. Pressing the button, he gets smushed inside. Personally, I never noticed the button. So, in my universe, Jeff is still running around being a piece of shit. You're welcome, Jeff. As you progress through a zoo, escaping and killing antlions in an awesome battle sequence, you progress to the vault. But, before you can make it there, a strider wakes up and chases you down. This portion of the game makes you turn on the fight or flight inside of you. The scene felt like forever because of how scared I felt. Eventually, you make it to a turret and can shoot down the strider yourself. It's an awesome battle scene, and when the strider falls, it really makes you feel like you're inside this terrific universe. The environment in this game feels incredibly real, and no matter your thought on video game graphics, the graphics are incredible. Even on low, you really do feel like you're there, and I know it's cliche for people to say that when they talk about VR, but the immersiveness will catch you off guard when you play this game. It really sets you in a state of mind that you belong here and are in this universe. After you defeat the strider, you fly up to the vault, ignoring your dad's concerns. The next part of the game is one of the best chapters, if not the best in the game. The final chapter features floating objects in a trippy atmosphere as you make your way to the vault holding who you think is Gordon Freeman. I love the feeling in this chapter. It's like an out-of-body experience. You stumble on soldiers when you finally realize you can fight with your zappy powers in your hands, dude. This area is why I love this game. This area is why the chapter's awesome. You kill tons of Combine with your bare hands. It feels extraordinary, and as you finally go to open the vault, you realize you've been rused. Standing there is the G-Man. The story of Half-Life Alyx plays itself out nicely, and even though I'm sure some fans imagine a completely different ending, I think the one they choose, though, was perfect. It wraps up Episode 2's cliffhanger nicely, and I think that it's a direct portal into Half-Life 3. When Eli hands you the crowbar in the after-credits scene, you get a sense of excitement, thinking, please don't be over. But the game fades to black and takes you to the main menu. Your journey is over. The excitement I feel now as I write this, knowing there will be another Half-Life game, is just really starting to set in. I think a lot of people are so excited that they forgot how great the game they just played was. Valve hadn't made a relevant video game since Portal 2, and they really just drop a game as fantastic as this? In fact, I'm really happy about how much Valve has opened up lately. It really shows that they care and are ready to make video games again. We waited and waited and waited, and actually got a Half-Life 3 in some ways. I'm beyond happy with Half-Life Alyx. I'm happy I got to play through it, and I suggest that if you haven't and sat through my spoilers, you play for yourself. Talking about the game does it disservice. It deserves your full attention and a full playthrough. It deserves your play. Thanks for watching.